welcome to Enquire to Choir. My name is Eva and I'm here to help you, fellow choir people. After watching my previous video, you decided to participate in a choir competition. Great! And I'll assume that you want to do your best at that competition. Well, I strongly believe that everything starts with choosing the right repertoire. It's like in fashion design, for example. Everything starts with the fabric because the fabric has its own nature, its own possibilities and limitations. The same is with the music you intend to perform. To be fair, I don't think I mastered this yet, although I've attended and competed at several choir competitions. The art of choosing the right repertoire for a particular choir competition is still vague to me, but I did learn some stuff. So in this video, I will give you my best 10 advice on the topic what to sing in a choir competition. Advice number 1, follow the rules. Well, duh, you thought. Of course you have to follow the rules, because if you don't follow the criteria the competition has set for the music pieces you have to perform, your application will not go through. But what I mean by this is really follow the rules, and the music you choose should really fit the criteria. For example, if they ask you to sing a Renaissance motet, don't choose some completely unknown and undocumented one or a modern version of it. Also, if they want you to sing modern music, don't go with Debussy, because I know he's more modern than some other composers are, but still it's about the way something was written. So modern music has a specific modern way of writing in it. So I advise you to choose the music that is a textbook example of the set criteria. Advice number 2, don't change your identity. Yes, follow the rules, but don't switch up everything about your choir to fit the criteria. If you sing modern pop songs and the criteria is a Renaissance motet, for example, it seems not a very big deal to try to learn one motet to sing for that competition. Yes, it's doable, but the amount of work that goes into rehearsing that is immense, and it doesn't really come to something afterwards. I mean, when will you sing that motet in the future in your repertoire, except for some other competition, maybe? And doing a Renaissance motet, if you usually sing pop music, is apples and oranges. It's a completely different style and a completely different way of singing. In my opinion, it would be very obvious that a certain kind of style is usually not in your repertoire. In the end, if you are going to a competition, I'm sure you want to showcase your choir for what they are because you are proud of them. So don't change your identity. Stay true to yourself and to your choir. Advice number 3 would be study the jury. If you watched my previous video, you would know that I think that who is in the jury says a lot or everything about the competition. That applies to choosing the repertoire too. If you study the biographies of the jury members, you can get the sense of what they could appreciate when it comes to the repertoire. Work with that and go with something which you know they know. That's actually advice number 4, which is don't choose unknown music. I know the logic. If the jury has never heard this particular music piece before, they cannot judge it as harshly as they could if they really knew the score well. And if nobody sang this piece before, that means that your competition is lower. To be honest, I thought this way. Not for all the music I would choose for a competition, but I would have one piece which is lesser known. Let's just say I was afraid to go with more famous choir music. Not good. First of all, it comes off as being cheap. like you're trying the easy way out. The jury can smell that and they don't appreciate it. Second of all, it's a myth that the jury don't know how to judge a music piece they have never heard before. If they are good, as the competition says they are able to judge anything. And finally, that kind of a judging, unknown, could go against you. Maybe they just don't get it, or if they get it, they don't appreciate it for what it is. It's better to go with something known, at least to some people. Advice number 5, you should have at least one more demanding piece. Listen, you are at a competition, which means you have competitors to beat. Of course, you want to have a great performance, but if you have a great performance with all the easy stuff you're singing, then some other choir which sang beautifully but sang one more demanding piece than you will probably get the higher score because they worked harder. You will always come second when it comes to competing to more demanding repertoires of other choirs. Be rational with this advice, of course. I'm just saying, show that you are competing at this competition. Advice number 6 is show some range. Don't be a one note. It's a great idea if you want to sing different pieces, different styles, different when it comes to why they are difficult, different tempos, different keys, different characters. The jury consists of people, and their attention has to be on your choir, so don't bore them. If you sing music of different characters, that is better for the jury's attention because you keep them interested and you'll be more memorable, which is more important than you would know. If the jury is more engaged with you, that is a better score. That's just the way it is. Advice number 7, show something new. Yes, follow the rules, but you can be creative under the set criteria for the competition. Do something different. It's all about being memorable. Be rational, again, of course, but try to show some distinction between your choir and other choirs who are competing. I try to do that with choral arrangements. Maybe I do something new there, something new, something inventive, or maybe I choose to perform a piece which has not been sung in a very long time, or I do a well-known piece that I can mend to be something even more interesting. Advice number 8, have a music piece with a big impact. In other words, have a showstopper. For whatever reason, it is a showstopper. Is it because it's very fast, very rhythmic, very energetic, very loud, very engaging? Doesn't matter. You need a piece which will bring the house down, if you know what I mean. Advice number 9, be mindful of the order of the music pieces you're going to perform. There has to be some logic to it. My advice, with which you can show range and be memorable, is, for example, to first sing the slower piece, more meditative. In the end, go with that mentioned showstopper, and in between, put the pieces logically so the flow between the beginning and the end makes sense. It could make or break your competition score. And finally, advice number 10, don't go for some cheap tricks. I'm not going to name these tricks, but I think you know what I'm talking about. I think it's better to go the fair way. It's better to use your time to work hard and try to make your performance even better than to use that time to teach your choir that cheap tricks could get them far. Those tricks may work at this particular competition, but at the next one is going to put you at the bottom, so your choir could get really unmotivated. And a good jury, and you want a good and fair jury, can see through those cheap tricks. So don't you go for them. You can make it on your own without them. And that's it. These were my 10 advice on how to choose a good repertoire for the choir competition. I really hope it was helpful. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. If you wish to see more from Enquire to Choir, you can subscribe and scroll to other videos that are here. There are many topics and I think you may be surprised by some of them. And if you wish to talk to me, go to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Be sure to check out the video next week, which is going to be a discussion, a vlog about how to actually win a choir competition. And I will talk about my experiences through the competitions I've been to, and I really hope and I believe and I hope that it will be helpful. But for now, until next week, conduct well, conductors. I'll see you next time. Bye!